can shout oh. Everyday palava. Now what's in the album we dey talk about? I can shout
As you can see me like this, so now me you don't see finish. I be common man. Any day inside the street, they also like this.
So come on man, we dey ask, as papa where you be, so you get children.
I get children, oh.
Your pikin will never reach any age, less than 13. One time you say, baba, like this, so I don't get babe, I don't get bobo, and we don't dey fuck. How you go take the matter?
Yeah, go na abomination. You go park, go the person parents house. Because who that they feed? If you go buy dog, that means the food where they won't get them, that means you not go bellefura now. When you never belleful, they won't go buy dog, they train for the same house when you and the papa dey. So all the things when they try to talk so, you go hold your pikin well. You go teach am that good way. Anytime you come for school, you go always dey pet am. Who offend you? Who do this? Mostly your girl pikin. Because na girl pikin dey first dey poporipo. But when you don't get breast, if you say the word, anything you even the parents dey tell am, you not go agree. Because some kind small boys when not reach out, all they confuse am. So that kind of reason, the papa and the mama go dey train their or the caution that they are get pikin, because boy pikin na they be last to spoil for house.
In the first place, I no go dey happy with the child because I know say it dey endanger his or her life in the first place. Then for things to change for where that child dey, I go sit am down, talk sense into him mind, to know the punishment wey dey inside if he dey indulge himself inside all those kind things wey he never know the idea of that thing. I go need to talk many things, give am example, the problem wey he go encounter tomorrow if he dey do all those kind things. Na those things I go need to tell am so that maybe he never know, he learn am from friends from outside. So me as a mother, I go need to sit am down, talk sense inside am so that he go know wetin he wan face tomorrow.
I'll beat am. I'll give a thoroughly beating. I'll be saying another thing. I will give a thoroughly before I make that sense. If I just hear that kind of thing, I will slap her direct. And I cannot even if my daughter can never even refuse to say to me at all because either you leave my house or you go another way. If the father is a wayward person, that kind of level, the child will follow the race of the father. But the father is a calm somebody that is God-fearing. You will never even try it. Beating no go fit change am. I will beat her, but I will sit him down one day, give her the toilet advice. Wetin dey involved in the issue of those things and the danger involved.
Hey, Chineke, I go handle the matter. I go kill am now. You no go even try talk that kind of thing give me for my ear. I no wan hear am at all. Wetin be say pikin wey never reach 13, even 13 sef. I no go let am do that kind. You no go even try tell me sef. Because na African woman I be, I go kill am. I go cut her head, give her for hand, make it hold her for hand. I go give her woto. Huh? Which right? For which person house that one dey happen? The one come tell me saying get right at the age of 13 to do nonsense for my own house. No, you no go work. You no go work. If it is to work at all for my own house.
No wahala now. This way my pikin get the mind. Things that they fall. Well, I will deal with her.
Whether for your girl or
Either for your girl, I will deal with her. And secondly, before the king go tell me say God is indoor the fall for outside. So say the family itself don't get error. If the family don't get error, that kind of people go look for face. Tell say papa I don't admire for outside though. So the pikin me I no go blame am. I go blame the parent too. Because parents no get chance for their pikin. As they no get chance, our pikin go misbehave anyhow. For example, parents go wake up in the morning, go work, first after themselves, then after the children. If pikin come back from school, nobody to talk to, nobody to advise he or she. He need good friends. So those friends lead he or she to that situation. So I go blame the pikin himself. I said I go blame myself, blame my wife, because there's no time for the children to chat and sit down together and discuss like one family. So that kind of pikin, in fact, those friends, they even lead to those things, me and them will get serious problem, oh. You get serious problem. And so it be my brother.
Well, if head wey don break, get as to say the passion. As if say don't do the thing, because all these things when they watch now, if they make them they know small bad things. And the education, now let's say the children now and don't become computer brain. What we go do? I go the passion. I go make them they dey close to me. I don't go dey allow them they go they play with children, and they go they play. Because at that point they learn all this bad things. Me as a mother, I go they control myself. Maybe it's not for my side though. Because sometimes if mama dey sleep, pikin go put one eye open. You go think say pikin don sleep. No, all this bad pikin, I don sleep oh. So I go dey control myself too. Because when they where the pikin from spoil, maybe na my hand, maybe na outside, maybe na bad film, we no know. So now that as I tell you say hey, go don break, na pass with the passion. I go dey handle am with care. Na my pikin I no go throw am.
I no go kill am. To give am advice on the way to live. So as you carry fork, taste start. If you end down with fork, you don't achieve anything for life. But if you concentrate on our books, on our studies, forget zero the fork for our mind, we will achieve something in life. Because I don't go 15 now, it's already break the leg.
In that case, I go call the child. Because something go lead the child to do that thing. Maybe you see some of his mates when they do am. Then you call the child. Then you scold the child. You can even flog the child to know that he don't do bad things. Then you as the mother should look to your own foundation, whether your foundation clear, whether you fear God. Because if you fear God, you go bring your child up in the ways of God. Because when you bring your child in the ways of God, the way you take train and now you go take go. So by the time the child they come out for the way of God, then you begin to find where that thing enter into that pikin. Then with prayer, then take the child to the hospital. If I thought she don't already dey involved to the hospital, then other things maybe with prayer, like as I don't talk before. I don't even know what it is. God go fit change the child. They get right to do it. They not get right. When a child supposed to get day free as from 18 years. But as small pikin like that say he get right, he never get any right. He cannot take, if he take any decision for herself. If you take any decision, because they still they're young, they fit take decisions when it will affect their future. So the parents they there to guide them. The parents, especially mothers, to guide, to teach them, to put them in the straight way. As I said, say the mother, they do that kind of thing. Then the child go fit follow.
Everyday palava. Now it's in the album we dey talk about. I can shout.
Okay, my people, when I welcome back. When I don't hear waiting the people for outside talk. Everybody get their way with them until they train their own pikin and I then think. But these days, not be only the way where you take train your pikin. Now the things where our children don't open eye, they see where they don't exposed to. But the one where they affect go affect them more. Now the one for inside house.
Yeah.
If you as mama now, we say you be single mother, and you dey get boyfriend today na one man, tomorrow na another man, next tomorrow na another man, or when you dey even dey do all those things inside house and you get small children, your children dey take eye, dey look you, whether na boy or whether na girl. You know, the girl on na even like you say Austin, na girl wey dey say na dey more very affected by this thing for lifetime.
Yes.
Because if the man now, like the girl there for school, you be small girl, 13. What do you think sex? I think say the way they take raise us when we small. Now good person when we say fear not go even let you talk the thing.
Thank you very much.
You dey crazy.
Thank you very much. Oh yes, that are the cocoa of the matter.
I don't care whether you're there for America or not. We still supposed to hold our children like that tight. Take or jack tie them.
Oh yes.
Tight.
Because if you leave them loose, you know raise them properly, Now street we go raise them for you.
And the same government then go tell you say, now you not do well.
Exactly.
Eh?
So those where they look and say, now because of this, if they see them for television, you go make them unsee them for the television. Because television and phones, they get parental guidance, parental locks and all that stuff. You know, but the main thing they say, just like Bible talk, teach a child the way he will go. So when he grows up, he will not depart from it.
You know what come off for
No lie to Ramo. Say go kill him. But you go break them down. Let them know the implications, the consequences of the things will go happen. So that when he see him, he go know say, okay, my mama, my papa tell me this thing. So he know what to do.
But you know sometimes get us way. Some parents they try Some parents try but pikin wey one loss.
Oh yes,
you don't talk say na single do.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
But make I ask you in that case now where you as mama or papa don't come find out say your pikin don dey have sex. Wetin you wan do? You go buy am condom, give am, or you go if na woman you go say you go put am for contraceptive or put am for birth control make e no get belle, or you go still add condom join am say take which you wan do.
Which pikin, the girl or the boy?
The two.
Make I talk about the boy first. The boy come with me and say him don dey see somebody. I go just give her one option. The day where you give person belle outside, you go look for your own apartment. Because if you dey old enough to give person belle to born pikin, you go don dey old enough to take care of the pikin.
Okay, so if na like 14-year-old, 13-year-old, you go to run come outside.
They craze 14 years. Where who you want go meet for 14 years?
You go get classmate now.
For classmate. Now that day I go ship and go back Nigeria.
Na that time you go know say children they go find embassy say see wetin their papa do they stone they come back.
When he come back now, then he go for state. Now I no go dey for my house. Day 14 come tell me say the witch man to go come tell me that kind of thing self.
No, but what if you know tell you find out.
I find out. I go sit them down like I talked before. See the next time when I hear that na the thing wey you want do. Me I get what me I go do. Because we know say you never dey old enough to take care of pikin.
Yeah.
You know they old enough to do all that nonsense wey they do. Because the end of the day, when you go give person belle, you go born pikin. Now me go take care of the pikin as I take care of you. It no go happen. No, not from my house.
Now there, now the boy there. The way you like.
No, because now there where you go sit down. Now there I go sit down when I go dey tell her.
Okay, then if na girl unko.
I'll he too go sit down. Mama go sit down.
Why you go bring him, mama? What? Jesus. But why must you bring the mother? Now the mama na carry waka the waka.
You see your pikin.
You know see this thing. Now this one they say good pikin na him papa get, the bad one na him mama get.
I'll tell them you see your pikin.
Ow.
Now you teach her. No be you teach her. So when you teach her?
But you know one thing where I don't notice, this thing where I might be wrong, but I don't notice some people wey me know. It be like say, there's just this thing where be say when some women were born at a very young age, somehow their own children they born at that same very young age. Why?
Which one be why?
Like sometimes when some women they were born at 16, somehow their pikin. Especially like maybe their first daughters who just go get belly at that time.
Why they confuse you? No be your man talk and say an apple does not fall far from the tree.
No, but you go to say okay. I don't know.
If you did for the woman body, you don't pass them on to
but the woman know wetin in go through. Okay, now say the woman not telling daughter say see as I take born you all this challenge make you be careful because it's not easy if you go get belle this time.
You don't get time to learn now. For that age when you go get the belle, all the time we're supposed to go learn, go wisen up, go get education. I mean they take care of pikin. So waiting you want pass on, you never get enough knowledge to pass on that to the kids.
because that thing a big difference between us wey be Africans, our culture, and the people wey the Oyibo for here. You go see 40-year-old woman be grandmama for here.
Exactly. Oh, yes.
And one 40-year-old woman, he just want start to born.
Exactly. And sometimes too, you get some way they here, the young girls at the talk, 15, 16, we want deliberately, we want on purpose go get belle.
But why?
Hey, you know, get person where they teach, you know, within the family system, family structure, they like for especially for black homes here in the US. You know, everything they really messed up. Which time the mother, when they young, presumably, they run, they do 2, 3, 4 jobs.
Now that's in too. The
pikin go there, who they there,
they look after the pikin.
Meanwhile, the pikin will be 10 years old, they take care of the one will be 5 years old.
Yeah.
Because in they work. When they come back, it will go all night.
Yes.
See, now when they come away, suppose you go start to the educate or they talk, you don't get time.
Now that be the thing.
That's where the problem
there. Yeah. The structure.
You know, they're really broken, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're supposed to still find time. When you born female pikin, you're supposed to find time. At least let them know.
Not be only female, oh. Not be only female.
No,
the boy himself not even bad too. Because that one theater street start to sell drug, start to do all those things.
Oh yes.
So now the two one person born.
No, me I just talking about the sex part of it.
Oh, okay, the sexual part.
Oh yeah, but when it comes to say to raise kids, of course, boy no better, girl no better, boy. Both of them are joint effort who I will put.
Yes.
Because yes, like you they talk. The boy own they even more dangerous. Because now then they easily swayed by the peers when they outside. Now you go join gang because it won't belong.
Yes.
It won't show saying a man. You not gonna wait till they go on for a house because you don't take the time to really, but like you talked before, sometimes the parents go try. They go do their best.
Some parents try.
But the pikin will go waka.
You know
go hear word.
Yeah, so in that case, what do you like for me now? In that case,
for the girl alone, I never finished my own.
Okay, continue. Talk your own.
Where did carry you? How you take get the belly first?
How did they take get belly? That one a question.
No, you go tell me how we take get them.
I take it. Now only one Mary we don't know of.
Where you go?
Show me where you go.
Which me say go where you not supposed to go.
As you take go where you not supposed to go.
Where you can't go get her.
You know, say for even this day and age, for even schools inside bathroom, they do the ungodly.
They say who?
You don't know. You don't know.
No, not true they talk. Because if you get something where I watch one time, for inside classroom, teacher they teach. I don't know how the teacher no take see waiting they go on.
Na lie.
Girl sit down on top boy. Then they do am.
Where the other children dey?
Then they everybody. But that's not the two they talk about. How the thing don't rampage the whole system. Where we say everything where they moral don't become immoral.
No, don't become the norm.
Don't become the norm for this society. And you way won't correct and then they look you like saying that you they for inside classroom. The boy sit down there, the girl sit down with the skirt.
Hey! Jesus. Oh, that one, and I don't know the kind of difference that the king go need. Wait, Austin, that one, this is the way you just talk, so I don't even feel imagine that my people, will they come? We go be right back. Make we go sell market, come back. Wait till you talk.
My people, how on that day? I want to tell you about one thing, one and know. You don't hear of cakes by Agatha. The cake with this woman they do, it's just too much for every occasion. It's just too sweet. You get to check them out. Everything for every occasion they there. Birthday, waiting it be, whether na christening, everything they there. Corporates, everything. It's too sweet. Now we're gonna enter Osato kitchen. All the food, all the soup, bakery, obono, egusi, afang soup, edikaikong, everything super soft, everything just too nice. You get to chop them, you get to taste them. If you never go for this UK where we did so, if you never taste them, Abeg, find her. She did for Facebook and Instagram. Cakes by Agatha. The food too much, the cake too much. You get to just try them. When you try them, you go see. You go thank me later, but try them.
My people, when I welcome back, this one where us in your talk class, so it just shocked me. Man, no lie. Where our brother Shaggy go say, shock you? He shocked me. But, you know, like in this case now, Pikin we go do that kind of thing where you just talk us thing. It don't go far. Okay, how you want to do damage control as parents? To me, I go advise say at that time, maybe now the birth control go come be the best thing for the pikin. Make we say at least at one point go down, maybe head go come to in senses.
Yeah,
so because if you drive the boy, he go collect another boy.
You drive the girl, you go collect another boy.
Hey, if you drive the boy, go now the two they go collect.
But you're not gonna say the boy now. The boy go get mine to show face for your house. Say, "Na me do this."
He no go get mine to show face. In fact, if the boy no even Joseph.
But you no get business with the boy now. Now your pikin you get business with now. You just say me I go follow am waka go the boy house go dey talk to him.
No, wait, what you want to talk?
Exactly. Now your own pikin where you get issue with.
Okay, so at that point, do you now say, okay, make you start to dey do? Then now this is where the point comes now with the sex education. Because now I think within they even they teach some of these schools. They don't they teach sex education to say prevent. Or this not the side where you get to take care of.
Nobody taught me that one. So
now you teach yourself self-education.
No.
Everything where you know you learn now. Okay, this is what I say. Confessions of the heart.
Trial and error.
Trial.
Practice makes perfect.
Now that one we say when you date girl, you go help and they count the period.
You get calendar now. You go mark some for red. Okay, now this time. Okay, this time. Now this one the safe period. This one time.
Like you want to calculate the period.
I go to calculator. Say okay, this time when we do am for this time, you know say.
So if you do at the time when you know be, you go come dey check say, are you not on your period?
As they reach there, I say before the thing come out, you don't pull up.
But the things where person need to tell these children say, no matter how you say they do this workout, no matter how you say do them, there's plenty of time for that. I understand say the almost go they run, but for me, for this matter. For my last word way I go talk, or make I hear you waiting your own last word first, Austin, before me go talk my.
Well, I mean, they know how if you control the thing will go happen. If they don't be say it go happen, it go happen. But now how you arrange your house, how you arrange your family, now you go determine which direction we then go follow. You know me say distraction no go there along the way, but at least it go minimize the impact where you go. Where then go experience. So you go teach your children, educate them properly, let them know the pros and the cons. And most cases, now a lot of cons there until them reach the age where they fit really take charge of themselves.
When I say anything else to talk, not true. Me self, I want to join now. You see if person get like say like daughter now. I don't find out say some people, when their children come with one pregnancy, you collect them, you accept them, now you go come even they help everything. Before you know, that same daughter don't go bring second pregnancy, third pregnancy, number 4. Meanwhile, no husband, no anything, because you know saying they carry and they dump them. You know where somebody go help and somebody go support them. If from the beginning, as you raise your children, they teach them the sex education, they teach them how to become human beings, how to become responsible people. You don't they tell them too, and they know the kind mama where you be or papa where you be say, if you walk out this road, now only you they go this thing. You go deal with them by yourself. When you make them know say consequence there for this worker, they go think sometimes. They go think that fear where you go don't put for them. When no be say na fear, na true na as you go do.
A fear of God.
They would remember that thing. They go caution themselves. Know how they want to take package themselves. And again, for like our girls, if you raise them to know say, when you give this thing, you know if you collect them back. You don't give the boy, you don't give the man. You know if you collect them back, you go know how you go take hold on, you take hold on. Now make God put them for under here. All of us will be woman, we sit down on top. If to say God want make with the share and they give people like that,
like
they go put them for front. It
like,
go be like man on hair. Say everybody come and take. But that's our gold, that's our secret, that's our everything. God put them where he hide. We be say unless now you carry and give, we sit down on top.
Not true. Not true.
If you tell your children that kind of thing, now their power day, now there God don't give them that thing to treasure. Say now this thing when I go to bring more life on this world. We need to talk to them. We need to encourage our children. In a way, no be fight, no be anything. You go know the kind of picking way you get. You go come know how you take. Talk to them. They say now softly, they say they catch monkey.
Oh yes, sir.
So my people, if you not get any comments, I bet make una write them for the comment section. Anybody will get things where we say we not want talk as well. Write them for the comment section. We get what they call comment where we they go read comments, where we they talk about and we get another. Yes, we they do small video with all those things where we they appreciate our viewers where they comment. Make una please comment. Also make una subscribe, make una like, make una share the video as well.
Yes.
Till next time, we say bye bye yo.
We could not take care.
Yes,
God will keep all of us.
Amen.